I. It all started as a simple night out, a break from everything. But I never thought it would lead to this. Imagine living a double life, trying to keep everything under control. Until the moment everything you've worked so hard to keep hidden is exposed. Tonight, I'll tell you about the night my husband found out the truth. When I went out on a date with my lover, and my husband recorded the entire thing. What happened next? The consequences? You won't believe it. I've always been a woman who thought I could juggle it all. Work, marriage, a secret lover. No one knew, not even my closest friends. Everything was planned. Every text, every meeting was calculated. My husband? He had no idea. He trusted me, loved me. But I was slipping, losing control. And it only took one date, one decision to set everything in motion. I met him at our usual spot, a quiet cafe tucked away from the busy world where no one would ever recognize us. There was something exhilarating about being in public, yet completely hidden. My heart was racing as I watched him approach. The thrill of seeing my lover again, feeling those butterflies I thought I'd lost. He smiled at me, that smile that made everything else fade away. Our chemistry was electric. We talked about everything, about our lives, about the world. But the more I talked to him, the more I realized how much I craved his touch. The night was perfect. Until I felt it, an unsettling sensation. My phone buzzed, but I ignored it. Then the second buzz, and the third. Something felt wrong, but I didn't know what. As the evening ended, I thought nothing of it until I arrived home. I entered the house, the familiar smell of dinner cooking wafting through the air. He was there, my husband. But something was off. There was tension in his eyes, something I'd never seen before. He wasn't angry, not exactly. But there was a look in his eyes, a look I could never have predicted. "I know what you did," he said. His voice calm, but there was a deadly edge. I saw it all. In that moment, everything stopped. I felt a rush of heat hit my cheeks. Panic. Confusion. What was he talking about? "You saw it all?" "What do you mean?" He handed me his phone, and there it was. A video, recorded during our date. Every laugh, every touch, every word was captured in that video. My heart sank as I watched the playback. How did he get it? Why did he do this? The betrayal I felt, staring at the phone in disbelief. He'd been watching us the whole time. He knew everything. "Why?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. "Why would you do this? You didn't trust me enough to ask?" "Why would I? You didn't trust me enough to tell me the truth," he replied, his voice ice cold. "You think I didn't know? You think I couldn't see the signs?" In that moment, I knew I had been caught. There was no escape, no more lies. My perfect world had crumbled in an instant. But it wasn't just about the affair anymore. It was about the trust I had broken, the betrayal that I could never undo. The worst part was yet to come. I tried to apologize. I begged for understanding, for forgiveness, but the coldness in his eyes told me everything I needed to know. "I've already seen a lawyer," he said flatly. "It's over. This marriage is over." My mind raced. How could this be happening? It felt like a nightmare. A part of me wanted to fight, to explain, to do whatever it took to make things right. But deep down, I knew it was too late. The damage had been done. The days that followed were a blur. I moved through life in a fog, replaying every moment over and over in my head. I couldn't focus on anything. The divorce papers were served, the lawyer's calls, the endless conversations. It was happening. But here's the thing. I don't regret it. Not fully. I don't regret the moments I shared with him. But I regret the choices that led me here. The lies, the betrayal, and the loss. The day we met with the lawyer, I thought I was ready. I thought I had prepared myself for the worst. But nothing could have prepared me for the emptiness in his eyes. He was done. He had made his decision, and there was no going back. My heart shattered in that moment. He had loved me, trusted me, and I had ruined it. I tried to fight it, tried to convince him that we could still fix it. But he was resolute. He had already made up his mind. And now here I am, sharing my story with you. It wasn't just about the affair, it wasn't just about the betrayal. It was about everything that came crashing down because of one bad choice. I'll never get those moments back, and neither will he. But I'll always remember that night, the night my lover became the catalyst for the end of my marriage. The one thing I learned from this? You can't outrun your choices. They catch up with you eventually, and when they do, they're more powerful than you ever imagined.